Hey there, it's Joseph, and welcome back to the YouTube channel on San Miguel de Allende's Secrets. And today we're going to be talking about shipwrecks and death flags and pirates. And as always, if you need more information, in the descriptive box below there are links to various websites, including Amazon.com, if you're interested in purchasing any of the 10 best-selling books in the San Miguel de Allende's Secrets series of books. The Spanish crown had a monopoly on the trade route between Manila and Mexico for nearly all the 300 years that Spain ruled Mexico during the Inquisition, and that's the route you can see in the lower right-hand corner. In fact, the Philippines were under the jurisdiction of Mexico, then called New Spain, because sailing between Manila and Acapulco took only 4 months, while going from Spain to Manila consumed a year. The ships that sailed the Philippines to Mexico route were called the Manila Galleon Trade, and they were the richest ships in all the oceans. However, much of that wealth sank at sea and remains undiscovered. Ships that traveled the route allowed widespread bribe-taking, leading to overloading and late ship departures, thereby increasing the probability of shipwrecks from pirate looting and monsoons. In 2011, the remains of a ship called San Jose, a galleon sunk off the Philippines in July 1694, were discovered. It was one of 788 galleons that sailed between Manila and Acapulco between 1565 and 1815 as part of the Manila galleon trade. The San Jose was laden with huge amounts of silk, spices, porcelain, jewelry, and art, whose total value was recorded as more than 500 million in today's money. The sinking of the San Jose exemplifies the cost of corruption in the Manila galleon trade, the longest, most profitable, and most famous colonial-era trade route. Importantly, the galleon trade was a government monopoly. The Spanish crown owned the ships and restricted the number of voyages to 1 per year between Mexico and Manila, while also restricting the number of ships that could sail on each voyage. These restrictions made space on each galleon wildly valuable and subject to bribes and corruption. It takes time to load the cargo, but if the ship's left too late, it will likely run into the monsoon season and faster sailing pirates. This was a harrowing decision, particularly for the smaller ships that were more likely to wreck due to their size and high tonnage. Interesting, there's no such relationship for the reverse voyage between Acapulco and Manila, as there was no incentive to overload the ships, as they mostly carried silver as payment for the traded goods. Along with the exchange in goods came an exchange of language and kinship. The official language of the Philippines is Tagalog, along with English. However, there are about 250 Nahuatl words from the Aztecs in the Filipino language, including such everyday words like those for mother, father, chocolate, tamale, potato, guacamole, and mesquite. Named for the King of Spain, the Philippines were conquered by the Spanish in the same year, 1521, that Cortez conquered the Aztecs. Spain kept the Philippines isolated from their neighbors, but not from New Spain and Mexico. Sidebar. Chinese porcelain shipped from the Philippines to Mexico came wrapped in thin tissue paper, still called paper from China. The paper was collected and used to make Day of the Dead flags in factories on the streets of Barranca, reminding Mexicans of the paper-thin line between life and death. The Mexican silver also helped pay for the operation of the colony, as the Philippines proved lackluster in providing the expected gold, while Mexico had silver to spare. In 1581, there was a port town formed in the Philippines that has a surprising amount of similarities with Mexico, so many it's actually called Mexico. It's pictured there in the lower right. Similarities include devout Catholicism. Not only are there many celebrations similar to ours, but the Virgin of Guadalupe, pictured to the left, is the mother of Filipino Mexico also. Money is in the form of the peso, and fruits and vegetables from here thrive there, including pineapple, papaya, and lima beans. Also, Mexico's most popular mango variety, the Manila mango, pictured up there on the right, originated from Filipino seedlings carried on the galleons. Obviously, some Filipino sailors stayed here and married Mexican women under the caste system called Chinos. You don't have to dig deep to find a Filipino man in many a Mexican family tree. Statistics from the Manila galleon trade are used on today's airlines. For instance, when cargo limits are not observed on smaller flights, a problem that is particularly acute in developing nations. There is a direct correlation between the rate of former shipwrecks and today's airline crashes. As always, feel free to like and hit the subscribe button below, and you'll get notifications of new videos as they come out almost daily here on the San Miguel de Allende Secrets channel.